Hello and a very warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is our weekly program, so subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified. My name is Monica Rahar and let's get started by having a look at Supreme Court this week. On Friday, the top court has stated that no state can register a first information report, that is an FIR, or take any action against people who are appealing for help or who are putting out their grievances on social media or elsewhere during the COVID-19 crisis. The bench, led by Justice Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud, stated, and I quote, "We will treat this as contempt of our court. Let us hear the voices of our citizen and not clamp down. It is a grave concern to me as a citizen or as a judge. If citizens communicate their grievances on social media, we do not want to clamp down on information." There will be no delay in counting of the UP Panchayat election results as the Apex Court accepted the assurances given by the government of UP and also the State Election Commission. On Saturday, during the hearing, the top court pulled up the Uttar Pradesh State Election Commission ahead of the counting of votes for the Panchayat elections in the state and said, "Heavens will not fall if the counting is deferred considering the unprecedented rise in COVID-19 cases." In the suo motu proceedings on the COVID-19 crisis, the Supreme Court on Friday asked a series of questions to the central government about its plans on implementing a lockdown, on the oxygen distribution to states, the vaccination pricing and availability of medicines. Last week, the Apex Court took cognizance of the issues related to the oxygen supply, drug supply and various other government policies and measures in relation to the COVID-19 crisis. The top court has directed that Siddique Kappan, the journalist who was arrested in UP last year, be shifted from Mathura jail to Delhi for treatment of COVID-19 related complications. The court has directed the UP government to shift Kappan to Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital or to AIIMS or any other government hospital in Delhi. A division bench at the top court recently, comprising of Justice Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice M.R. Shah, has observed that consent of parties cannot obviate the duty of the High Court to indicate its reasons as to why it has either granted or refused the grant of bail. The bench observed that a court granting bail cannot obviate its duty to apply a judicial mind and to record reasons, brief as they may be, for the purpose of deciding whether or not the bail be granted. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and have a look at the Delhi High Court this week. So the Delhi High Court, in the case of Mr. Harjot Singh versus Mrs. Manpreet Kaur, has held that the court cannot condone the delay beyond a period of 90 days, which is the stipulated period under Rule 4 of the Delhi High Court original side rules. There is no provision to the aforesaid effect. Once it has been held that the provisions of Rule 4 they are mandatory, then the court does not have the jurisdiction to condone the delay beyond a period of 90 days, remarked the court. The High Court has directed the Delhi government to explore the possibility of using old buses of Delhi Transport Corporation, that is the DTC, to ferry dead bodies of COVID patients to cremation grounds and burial sites. The division bench has asked the Delhi government to file its response within a period of 2 days. On Friday, a division bench of the High Court comprising Justice Vipin Sanghi and Justice Rekha Palli has directed authorities concerned to take steps to release the 170 oxygen concentrators which was seized from the black market by Delhi police on Thursday. On Thursday, the same division bench of Justice Vipin Sanghi and Justice Rekha Palli of the High Court has asked the centre why Madhya Pradesh was allocated more oxygen than what was demanded by the state while Delhi's demand was not met with. The court stated, and I quote, "We are not saying that people in the other part of the country they should die, but if the demand of a particular state is X amount, then why did you give it Y plus X amount? Why didn't you give the extra Y to Delhi?" The court said, however, clarifying that its order is not making any findings and it would be done only when the centre has made its submission. On Wednesday, the High Court sought the response of the central government, the government of Delhi and prison authorities on a plea seeking parole of prisoners who were involved in non-heinous crimes from 3 jails in the city in view of the unprecedented surge in COVID-19 cases due to the ongoing second wave of COVID-19. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and have a look at the Bombay High Court this week. So the High Court of Bombay has advised the government of Maharashtra that it should go under a strict lockdown for another 15 days. The court made the statement during a hearing for a plea which alleged that COVID-19 treatment it was being mismanaged in the state. The High Court bench, led by Chief Justice Dipankar Datta, advised the state's Advocate General to tell this Maharashtra government to go ahead with a 15-day strict lockdown. A division bench of the High Court recently has held that under Section 482 of CRPC, the court would investigate whether the allegations in the case include the requisite elements of a crime. If the face value of the allegations does not amount to the charge, and the charges can be overturned. A bail application cannot be entertained if the applicant is not in custody despite having surrendered before the lower court, the Bombay High Court observed while denying the bail to the applicant who was accused of an offence under Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code along with Section 306 of IPC. Now let's proceed with the miscellaneous segment of our news analysis. The Kerala Union of Working Journalists issued a statement demanding that Solicitor General Tushar Mehta issue an apology for his quote-unquote baseless criticism of the organisation. He should publicly apologize for trying to mislead the Supreme Court, the union statement read. During a Supreme Court hearing on transferring jailed journalist Siddique Kappan to a government hospital in Delhi for better treatment, Mehta had described the union as a quote-unquote purported association, not even a well-known one. President Ramnath Kovind has accepted the resignation tendered by Justice Sharad Kumar Gupta from the office of Judge Chhattisgarh High Court with effect from March 31, 2021. The Maharashtra Police has filed an FIR against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh after a police inspector levelled corruption charges against him, a senior official said on Thursday. The FIR was registered against 33 persons including 28 policemen, an official said. Former Attorney General Soli Soravji, who is one of India's finest legal minds, died of COVID complications at the age of 91. On Wednesday, in view of the massive surge in COVID-19 cases throughout the country, the Bar Council of India has extended the date of registration to apply for the All India Bar Examination till 15th of June 2021. Now let's proceed with the last segment of our news analysis, which is the international news. Fugitive diamond dealer Nirav Modi has filed an appeal in the UK High Court seeking permission to challenge the decision against the extradition order made by the lower court and passed by the UK Home Secretary. On 15th of April, the UK government had signed an order to extradite Nirav Modi to India. The Constitutional Court of Ecuador has decriminalized abortion in cases of rape. This is a huge step in Catholic-majority Latin America, where termination of pregnancy is a large taboo. Former President of US, Donald Trump, he has to sit for a deposition in a lawsuit by a group of human rights activists who claim that his security team assaulted them during a 2015 protest outside Trump Tower. That's all we have for this week. The link of all these news updates, they are made available for your kind consideration in the description section. You may refer to them, and thank you for being with us.